Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Streaming Live from my living room. Sparky is right here trying to figure out how to get to a microphone that doesn't exist, but she prefers the boot. Now, I can't hold my boot up that high. You just, yeah, maybe I can. I don't really know. Uh, I don't know what episode it is. I don't know what date it is. I've decided to go Facebook Live tonight for no apparent reasons to see if I will get any tips from over there. They will go. We'll do more Facebook Live if you peckerheads, and I mean that in a nice way, uh, tip me for crying out loud. Greetings to everyone over there on YouTube, where I prefer you to be. My beautiful wife is not in the chat tonight, so I apologize. I won't be able to read the chat because I don't have a comfort zone with like looking in there and then trying to tell you what's going on. So my ears are feeling better, as I said. I don't know the episode of season 2, which is the last show in June. If Clee's sister is in the house, thank you once again. My lovely wife is in Massachusetts. She is one of 4 sisters, and I might as well explain to you what is going on there. Um, got My wife's got a sister in Massachusetts, one in Florida, and the other one here in Emmaus. So the one from Florida, and they're amazing. They're forced to be reckoned with. So the one in Florida drove up from Florida uh, and all the way to Massachusetts, and she brought 2 daughters with her, and one daughter is getting ready to go back to Korea, where she teaches Korean kids English. And it's pretty badass because she has like a kind of a real goth chick thing going on, and fire red hair, and that's a problem in a lot of countries. They say, "What the?" So that's going on there. So, but the fun part of this whole thing is that the sister in Massachusetts knew the sister from Florida was coming up with the 2 daughters to say wahoo and hello before they head off to Korea. Only one's going to Korea. But they didn't know that they were swinging through Emmaus and picking up my beautiful wife and her beautiful sister. And so when they got there, Thursday, I think it was Thursday, it was a surprise. They walked in, one sister and the 2 daughters. Uh, Susie is crying and hugging and screaming them, and then the other two sisters, my wife and her sister, snuck in for the double whammy kerpow. It was filmed. It was fucking awesome. It was amazing. Uh, I am on my own. I had a whack at doing makeup, and I looked like the fourth and a half member of Kiss, so I had to dip my face in lard. I made myself a smoothie, and my wife always does this for me, and uh, I grabbed the wrong juice, and lemonade does not mix well with the berry mix, so I have that going on right now. So I'm very happy for my wife and her sisters. My wife has pandemic travel anxiety because we haven't fucking gone anywhere for so long. But they're taking good care of her. Then they drove up today. They drove up to Maine to see the ocean and the lighthouse. I don't know if you were uh, paying attention the last couple of weeks. My son and his wife, well, it's my daughter, I'm my son, uh, getting caught up on Twin Peaks season 3. That's Fuck You, Albert. They went off. They're at Myrtle Beach. Uh, Everybody's having fun. They ditched me. So it's just me and Sparky. So here we go. And then remember last week I told you the cat hid in the fucking sofa? Well, I went down to visit those cats today. That was relatively eventless, except that when I walked in, they had shit on the floor in the kitchen, which they've never done. So this was my special. I've never done the cats by myself because I'm allergic. It's always me and my wife, or me, my wife and our daughter, or combination. So me doing it by myself was fucking traumatic. They shit on the floor. They never do it. I guess that was a special greeting just for me. Um, I think that I successfully biggie sized myself. Amy last week said I was in a teeny little box, and I thought she got into the liquor cabinet, but what happened is this. So far, none of this is really funny. I'm just getting you caught up. Um, a few weeks back, my 4K webcam wouldn't connect to my Streamlabs OBS, and I pay extra so that them assholes help me tech support and I don't have to learn as much shit. I just send them a message. I'm a stupid fuck. I don't know how to get my camera back on. So I got my camera back on a couple weeks ago, and it went to the default settings. If you were here when I was first setting this camera up, the MacBook Pro and the Streamlabs, I had the frame was over there, and I was out of the frame, and I was in the frame, and the frame was too big, and the frame was too small, and it defaulted back to that. And I think I am a biggie size right now. If you agree that I'm a biggie size and the frame is back where it belongs, hit me with a thumbs up in the chat, even though I won't see it right now. I'll see it later. And if it's the same and I'm teeny tiny little, hit it with a thumbs down. And there's always one person who's going to fuck with me and hit it with a thumbs down, and then they'll say, I'm sorry, I was just dicking with you, it's fine. But I won't see that because when I go through, I'll just count the thumbs. So don't fuck with me on the thumbs up, thumbs down. So last night I'm so fucking tired. I did a 2-hour guest appearance on a video podcast, Cave Crew Radio. They're so much fun. There's a guy from Toronto, and then a guy from Brooklyn, and then a guy from England, from London. And what them peckerheads didn't tell me was that the guy from London quit. So this would have been valuable information for me to know before I did the show. But he basically went nuts. Not nuts. He just decided I don't want to do this anymore. This is fucking weird shit right here. But they said he turned into a health nut and he just eats plants and runs. Well, that's vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 16 months, and I eat plants and sit. So you don't have to quit performing if you go vegetarian is the point. So that was a lot of fun. I'm seeing a thumbs up here. I can't comment, but I can see them. Uh, Streamlabs won't let me do anything. The thumbs up are right there. So that's pretty badass. The fun thing and the dangerous thing about the Cave Crew podcast is um, they don't care if I just ramble. That's what I do. So we're supposed to talk and socialize and all this happy horse shit, but they are well aware of my inability to let other people speak, and they don't give a fuck. I guess it's just less for them to do. So as a result of that, there's 2 hours of me babbling, and then plus I'm tired now. I am I pictured this couple days when my wife was with her sisters that I would just be uh, drinking and smoking dope and watching serial killer shows. I've actually been so fucking busy taking care of myself and other people's pets. And Sparky's in her paradise right here. She doesn't like me running all around feeding the crazy bear cat. And formerly feral Mary upstairs. So I I I can't even tell you what I've been doing. It seems like I should have been time to write my book or do something, but I'm busy all the time and I don't get fucking nothing done. So that's pretty great right there. And then just so and I think she's in Virginia or West Virginia. I'm not sure. Amy, who's got a cockatiel yogurt that's friends with Sparky. Amy went nuts in a good way and said I was in a teeny tiny little box. So here you go, Amy. I made myself a note so I would have to learn Streamlabs homework, resize the screen, bigger video of me, boom, roasted. There, I did it. I have, that's my only show notes. So as far as show notes go, I'm fucking done. I'm out. I'm finished. I'm over. I do have a notebook down there, but I don't think that I wrote anything fun in it. Um, so here we go. And I really wish I would have wrote some fun shit to put in here. Let me see here. I might have to peek down. I was going to peek in my iPad to see if I could see the chat, but that's a big fucking nightmare too. Let's see. Sparky, don't get all postal on me. So here we go. There's that. There's the foot. All right. Check my notebook out here. Oh. In the show last night, this is nothing for you folks, but it's mostly for me. I didn't know they do this, but when I'm on the show, or they do it for all the shows, they make notes during the show about a phrase or something that somebody said that could possibly be the title for that episode. And for my particular episode, I was flattered because they had like 15 things they wrote down that could be the title of the episode of my show. And I got to vote, so that was pretty badass. And I don't know why people are so nice to me because I'm such a dick. They called it, it was the first show of what they call Endless Summer Beach Bash. Now, first of all, it's virtual, so it's no fucking beach. And second of all, I'm busting their balls and saying if it's endless summer, that's a lie because if it was true, the endless summer episodes from last year would still be fucking running. And then at the end of the night, we couldn't shut it off, so that joke came back to haunt. Endless summer, boom, that's not going to be the title of it. A couple of things that they said. Okay. Oh, I told a story about how for reasons that are not that exciting, they never saw Sparky before. Because typically when I do that show, I'm on the other side of this curtain. I don't know why, but so Sparky charmed them. Sparky drank out of the glass, and they were all fucking amazed and delirious. So I just get used to her being in the show, and then when she flew in, they're like, when did you get the cockatiel? Oh, pretty recently, about 25 years ago. But I told a story how Sparky is very well mannered. She shit on my boot there. She likes to back up and shit. It's actually kind of good manners. And I'm third favorite. Our daughter is number one favorite. She's got her own apartment. Our wife is the number two favorite. I'm, as Sparky would tell you, Well, he's not much, but he's all I got. So what she will do, and they asked if she shits on stuff, she will actually be on a person that she likes better than me, fly over, land on me, and then shit, and then go back to the person that she likes better. Depending on if she's on my knee, and I have shorts on, she can actually shit in my pants for me. So that was a possible title for the show last night. She can shit in my pants for me. I actually talked to them about my ability to tame feral cats because I know how they think. Every sound is trying to kill me. And I think that's what they are going to use for the title of that episode. Uh, every sound is trying to kill me. That's Cave Crew Radio. They're on YouTube too. I think they have all the episodes up. It's basically me with two guests that I don't let speak, and they have technology that I want to learn because they're on the screen. It's three of them, so I'd like to be able to beam in a person here, but I really don't know who I would invite as a guest because I don't even let them speak, and it's their fucking show. So they want to be a guest on my show, but I said, I don't even let you Peckerhead speak, and it's your show. I'm fairly confident I would not let you speak on my show. So there we have that. Um, Also, my wife and I like to watch serial killing stuff, but she doesn't like it quite as much as I do. So tonight, uh, I am looking to watch the scariest fucking thing that I can possibly find, and I don't know what it's going to be yet. Uh, I like the real crime documentaries because that's fucked up when you say, I know that fucking happened. Uh, there's a Mommy Dearest thing murder show on HBO Max, which is the front runner. If anybody knows something crazy, that'll scare the fuck out of me. Put it in the chat. Uh, I might not even see it, so that might not help me out there at all. So let's see. Here's my Cave Crew radio notes. Why I make fucking notes? I don't even use them. Oh, last week I did one of Clee's short stories. Clee's sister's in the house, and Clee's brothers. I'm a dick because I promised I was going to do the second story tonight, but I don't want to do it because my wife really loves the Clee stories too. Um, and since she's not here, we're going to push that to possibly next week. Also, I want to, the one last week I just freestyled. I actually want to read over it a couple times and get an understanding of what the story is before I just go. So there's that. Um, okay. What last Sunday was Father's Day, right? So my stream that I had uh, before tonight was technically the one was right before Father's Day. So I had the most wonderful Father's Day. Our daughter Lizzie Night Waltz upcycled. She was over. We had nice food and a nice visit, and it's was getting to the late side of things. Now, where I live, across the street, I got a neighbor that I love and another one that I don't like so much, and a whole bunch that I don't know. Then there's a house, and then behind that is a little field. And then over there is a cemetery, and then there's an alley. The point of this story is that that little field is where people in this neighborhood go to shoot off fireworks, and they scare the fuck out of Sparky, and I know they scare the fuck out of dogs, but we accept that, and so we put loud music on or we put scary shows on. Last week, in total silence, because if it's 4th of July, then you know there's fireworks, but Father's Day fireworks out of that field, out of nowhere, I'm saying it might have been between 9 and 10 o'clock. The loudest fucking boom went. And my wife saw it through that window. She said, look, just like fireworks. It rattled the fucking earth like a car bomb. You see car bombs in movies and shit, uh, when they blow the fucking windows out of trucks and all that shit. Car bomb is way different than a firework. And this fucking thing had car bomb explosion written all over it. And it just scared the fuck out of all of us. And then during car bomb thing and sirens were going off and all kinds of shit was happening, I gave our daughter a ride home. And until I got back, they said it was actually, his neighbor said it was a car bomb. Some peckerhead came in a truck and it was sitting in the truck and his car bomb went and the fucking windows blew out of his truck and his fucking hand blew off and the side of his head blew off. It was just completely fucking horrible. This was not a really good Father's Day story, but it was a car bomb, and that scared the fuck out of me because what the fuck is a car bomb doing in my town? This is not a car bomb town. A car bomb means that either somebody knew that fucker was going to be there and they wanted to blow him up, or he went nuts and wanted to blow himself up and then just take everybody with him. I was actually relieved. I feel bad for him. It was actual fireworks as the story unfolds. So I don't know if he was fucking hammered or just a nitwit or a combination of the two. Apparently he used to live around there and he knew that field as a good place to blow off fireworks. So wherever he lives now, he decided for Father's Day fun, he was going to drive his truck back to the field where he knew he could blow off fireworks. So you peckerheads that like fireworks, you know, you can't just fucking blow them off anywhere. You got to find the right spot. So apparently he had a great spot. And I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I believe he was such a dumbass that he lit them while he was in the truck, and that whole fucking bunch of them went off, and he fucking blew his hand off, and whatever else happened, and then the neighbors were on the news as heroes. They ran out with tourniquets and shit. That isn't me. I'd like to say that I'm that kind of hero that could run out and put a tourniquet on somebody whose hand it fucking blew off, but I'd be throwing up and shitting in my pants. And as I sit here and reflect on this, I'm saying that that's probably the worst Father's Day story that anybody could think of. So there you go. Boom, roasted right there. Okay, now here's some more notes here. Nothing is planned. I'm the reluctant cat sitter this weekend. I see my old eyes can see a little bit. Amy is in the chat there, and Yogurt must say hello to Sparky. Sparky can't read anyway. So, Sparky, we're going to stay up all night and watch scary shit. And one of us is going to get pretty fucking hammered, and I think it's me. So, Cave Crew Radio bust my balls too. I've been on their show for a couple of years now, and the last time Eric P coming in with the donation, I saw that shit. That's fantastic. And those are really appreciated. I was talking about that with Cave Crew Radio. I watched another show that's spin-off. It's Wheel of Time book readers. They're obsessed with it. And when people send that guy a donation, he gets all embarrassed. Not me. He don't fucking know how to ask for money. I have no shame and no problem at all. I got to teach that fucker how to ask for money. Now, I completely lost. Oh, I know what it was. The Cave Crew Radio guys. I don't take anything for granted. I love my fans. They remembered last time I was on about my GoFundMe for a MacBook Pro that I didn't even want to do. My daughter's boyfriend goaded me into it, and it worked. I don't even remember when I got this thing, but it's fucking amazing. I feel so blessed to have that happen. They still are talking about, they can't believe that actually worked. And they want to know if I wrote my book. And here's the thing. No, I did not. And I know that's false advertising because, well, I get the MacBook Pro, then I can write my book. But I got a lot of other shit to do. And people who write books, that goes back to the Wheel of Time guys. Brandon Sanderson, author who helped Robert Jordan write the last couple of his books because he was dying and he knew it. He cranks off books like there's nobody's fucking business. But people who write books are really fucking nuts. You got to sit and type for like 6 hours a day. That's like a fucking job. I'm going to have to push myself to do that, to get my book written. Uh, but no, the book isn't written. The ideas are in the head. I got the MacBook Pro. I got no excuses other than that. 6 hours a day of writing sounds like the biggest fucking nightmare that I could possibly imagine. So keep nagging me to write my book. I'm a dumbass. I thought I could write my book this weekend, and then you can't really write a book in a day. So I'm peeking down here as notes. Oh, I know what I forgot to do so much stuff. A series that I had just started, and I got away with it 2 weeks, and now I made a dick out of my own self. Things in my house that I shouldn't have bought, and I wish I had the money for whatever the thing is. I know there's stuff, but I didn't. I didn't do it. So I'm behind on that one. Fuck me in a bucket of goo. Let's see here. I didn't hear from my buddy Crenshaw, who went off to Maui to make a shark movie. So apparently he's too busy to give me an update there. So fuck me in a bucket of goo there. But we love Crenshaw. We don't badmouth Crenshaw. So there's that. I'm flipping back through my pages here. These pages are really full. So right there, you can't see it because of the lighting, but for any reason I couldn't tell you, nothing in here looks funny to me after I write it. When I think it up, I'm like, that's really fucking funny. And then I write it, and then I look back and I'm like, I don't really know what the fuck I was thinking. So, fuck me in a bucket of goo there. Let's see. This is amazing. Shout out to my wife. She said something about possibly being in the chat tonight from Massachusetts. Not going to happen. Shitty cell phone service up there. Totally not going to happen. But she did so much shit for me before she left. I'm there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But worry about your own self on this trip. So she took good care of me. We're stocked up very well. There's a note here for me to do shit. Sparky, don't get mad at me because this is like your note. Sparky, my wife was worried that I would not give Sparky fresh water, so I made myself a reminder note right there, and it worked, and it pissed off Sparky right now. But now I gotta make sure I don't lose that fucking note. So there's that right there. Let's see here. As much as I apologize for being unprepared, the other side of me said, fuck it, I won't even do it. But I will just do it. I will figure this out. Let's see here. Oh, that's Father's Day shit. I think I already did that. Father's Day notes, I did that. Okay, so there we go. So now all I got to do is figure out some shit to tell you, Peckers, that's fun. All right, so we get rid of the notebook here. Here's the thing, too. When I watch scary shit, especially late at night, action movies are a big fucking nightmare because when they explode and they go nuts and all that shit, the volume gets too fucking nuts. So I sit there and I gotta babysit anything scary that we watch so that Sparky doesn't go over the fucking cuckoo's nest. I'm very good at it. I need to find the perfect scary thing to watch where the volume doesn't go up that nuts so that we can have a night right there. And as Sparky sits on this booth, she's not going to do it now. She's mad at me because I'm interrupting her thing here. So this is going way back now. On shoelaces, right? At the end of the lace, there is a little plastic thing. I don't know why, but there are. She doesn't do it anymore, but Sparky used to like to sit pretty much where she is now and chew those things off all of our shoelaces. So all of the shoes that we had, all of those things were chewed off. And we didn't really give a fuck. I am going back quite possibly 20 years. We have beaded curtains all around here. Sparky lives in this room. At the time, we had just had her only a year or two, and we didn't clip her wings. It's fun to let her fly all around. This is the greatest, most awesome and sad story. Also, I was on a trip to doing shows in Baltimore, and Sparky got out, and we lost her. And my wife was crying on the phone, and my daughter was crying on the phone, and I was trying to figure out a polite way to say, "Fuck, can I do about it? I'm in Baltimore," and I was fucking heartbroken for this. Bird was lost for possibly 2 or 3 days. When I got back from Baltimore, we made the like if a kid was missing. We made all the flyers, all the posters. We took them all around to pet shops, veterinary places, poles, every which way but loose. It was just the fucking saddest thing. And I had in those days a mailing list of fans. And I actually sent it out to my mailing list. And somebody on my mailing list sent me a thing that said they didn't have it, but they have a biker friend who said they just found a fucking cockatiel. And it turned out it was Sparky. What happened was we lived up on a block up. When she flew, she could only fly so far, and they go nuts. Birds go nuts because they're not used to being outside. And then when she actually landed at the Triangle in Emmaus, and there was a motorcycle at the red light, and she recognized a boot as being a friendly place, so she hopped up on his biker's fucking boot and started chewing on his laces. He swooped her up, put her in biker jacket. So Sparky lived with bikers for like 2 fucking days. And I had a reward out for it and all that shit. And then uh, the guy called me up. I think it was about 11:30 at night, and our daughter was really little. And she was in bed. It was too late to wake her up. And the guy said, "You can get her tomorrow or right now." Fuck me in a bucket of goo. I'm coming right now. So I went 11:30 at night with a cat carrier to a biker's house in Makunji, not Makunji, over the mountain somewhere. When I went in there, um, they didn't have a cage for her or nothing, and they had a dog running around. They're really nice people, and Sparky, and the house was big and open, the living room, and Sparky was up really fucking high, sitting on a painting. And when she saw me, she flew down in delight, landed on a big fucking dog's back that didn't care, and then the dog brought her over a couple of feet to me, and I swooped her up, and I gave him the reward, and then when I brought Sparky home, the next morning our daughter got up, and she was little, and she could sense it, because I said, you want to get downstairs right away, we got a surprise for you. She knew it. She was like, Sparky's back. So this bird is a total fucking miracle. And then the sad thing about that was not for us and Sparky, but it became known that somehow we had a cockatiel and lost it and got it back. And people wanted to know what our trick was, what our secret was. And when you get right down to it, it was my fans. It was you people. It was my amazing fucking fans who sent feelers out. And that's the end of that story right there. My daughter, back when we lived in the other place, taught Sparky to go up steps. She actually hops up steps. Even though she has the gift of flight, she can hop up steps. So that's pretty fucking weird. That you being lost, Sparky, and being found needs a happy ending. But you were a biker for, a couple days. Joined up with a biker. Hey, look, my wife is in the chat. Get the fuck out of here. I see her. My wife is in the chat. That is amazing. So you do have internet up there. Hello, beautiful wife. I have nothing prepared. I made my own smoothie. I added lemonade instead of apple juice by mistake. So if I drink it and I do this, that's horrible right there. I tried to do makeup and I became so orange that I had to scrub my face off and go the other way. So that was a disaster right there. Uh, that's kind of amazing. So I think there's a spot in Massachusetts where, up in Groton there, where it's one of those towns where there's a spot where you can get internet, and that's it. Uh, so that's amazing. That's fantastic. So holy smoke. That's the other thing too, and I'm so happy for my wife, but the whole family's off doing fun stuff now, and then they send me pictures of, like, my wife sent. I'll try to post it on. I'll post it on the link for this show in the form of a comment afterwards. She sent me two gorgeous pictures. Massachusetts up there. They went, drove up to Maine to see the ocean and the lighthouse. It's gorgeous, but when you're stuck home on cat sitting duty and you're allergic and the cat's shit to greet you, and Sparky's needy, and Bearcat's needy, and Pharaoh Murray is needy, and they send me all these fun pictures, you really start to fucking lose it. I mean, like, I'm happy for everybody. I'm also like, okay, when it's my vacation, fuck me in a bucket of goo. So that's pretty badass right there. That's a great wife right there to come in the chat to say hello to all of you. She sort of came in to say hello to me, but she can text me hello. So that's my wife saying, you guys rock, and I'm coming in to say howdy do. That's amazing right there. Once I learn how to zoom in guests, I'll zoom in the sisters. That's what we'll do. We'll send my wife to Massachusetts, and then we'll zoom in the sisters. Susie, where she is in Massachusetts. The thing you gotta learn about the sisters is that this is the family. There you go, Sparky. This is a family that loves animals. And you say, well, who doesn't love animals? That's fucking stupid. Cats, dogs, and all that shit. No. Susie lives out in the woods in a nice house. Her husband is no longer with us, but he worked for DuPont, and he got to drive Jeff Gordon around. I think I told those stories before. So there's a long road to get into her house. Susie has pulled over already to help snakes cross the road without fucking screaming or nothing. So that's what you're up against up there with them. Let's see. But that's a nice surprise right there. Fuck me. I'm peeking in there. I shouldn't peek in the chat because I can't think up anything good to tell you fuckers anyway. I don't mean fucker. I apologize for that. Here. This isn't my joke, but it's funny. It's hard to be really pissed off and look intimidating if you are drinking with a straw. I'll tell you another thing, you motherless, syphilitic fuck. See, we're not scary at all. So that's badass right there. I need to think up some fun shit. There hasn't been too much fun about this show. Cave Crew Radio guys last night said that I had some good stories, but see, I don't talk to them every week, so I can think shit up from a long time ago. But now, my wife, this is amazing that she's in the chat. That fucked me up. I'm really happy that I didn't decide to stream naked tonight. That was going to be an option since, we're going rogue here. So I'm glad I decided not to stream naked as far as I know. There's got to be something funny in this notebook. I just wait right there. I'm Facebook Live also, and then last week my wife said I was sideways on Facebook. I don't think I'm sideways this time, but how would I know? Yeah, this is all dumb shit. I got nothing. So we'll just hang out here, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. I can answer them, but I cannot respond to them in the chat because basically I'm stuck and I don't have a fucking idea about anything to tell anyone right now. So I'm asking you, the devoted fan, if you have any questions or if you have a piece of old material that you would like me to recycle for tonight, that will be a good time. And also, if you don't, I've been told that just my face is entertaining. Like if I do this, somehow that makes people laugh. Now, many people would be insulted by that, but not me for a stand-up comedian. If I could do this and make people laugh, what the fuck do I speak for? What the fuck do I even speak and say any words at all for? That's what I want to know. What's the logic there? So, well, let's see. Kevin Keller, as long as you wear your hat, Raymond, you can be as naked as you want. Kevin Keller, that is a very interesting observation because I've been performing for 30 years and I did a club in Lancaster and I'm going way back to the 90s. And that's the draw. An Amish comedian in Lancaster. And one of the second or third times that I went down there, I walked in early to the club to check in, and the club owner lost his fucking mind. He goes, "Where is your hat? Where is your hat? You cannot come in here without a hat." Well, I don't understand. I was just like, settle down. All right, I got it. So that put me, excuse me, I burped and probably nobody heard it with me. These are reruns, but now that's got me waxing philosophical about my days of going to Lancaster. I told a story how my wife and I were enjoying each other 3 o'clock in the morning, and the hotel, a comedy club, gave our fucking room away at 3 o'clock in the morning. A geezer couple opened the door and they had their suitcases and they just were halfway coming in, and I'm like, close the fucking door. And then they're talking like we weren't even there, and they're like, there's people in this room. Yes, there's people in this room. Close the fucking door. Contrary to what it says in the travel brochure, each room in Lancaster does not come with its own complimentary Amish. Close the fucking door. Okay, Lancaster story 47B. I miss those shows, and especially I miss the money. When the club used to be at an Italian restaurant, and I'd pack them in. I'd have 200 people and an early show, another 200 people for a late show, and my audience could drink with the best of them. Right around this time of year, the early show drank all the vodka at the hotel restaurant. They kicked the vodka. Alexa, stop! And the owner, again, Mr. Where's Your Hat? He was running around in a state of panic. When you have a sold out show early and a sold out show late, in between is fucking pandemonium. So he's panicking, he's freaking out. You got to get 200 people out and clean the room up and get 200 people in. Plus, now they're out of vodka, and somehow this is my fault. So he's losing his fucking mind. He's stressing, he's panicking, and then the late show came in, and he was still panicking, and things were starting to get going there. And then he saw one guy at the table, and they were trying to order a drink, and he said, I'm not serving him. I'm not serving your husband. He's drunk. He is visibly drunk, and he can't pick up a fucking glass or anything. And then the lady said, my husband has cerebral palsy. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it was really funny because he was all fucking worked up about shit. So that was a fun story from Lancaster. More fun story down there. I used to run around and dick with the tourists. I ran into a convenience store in the middle of the day looking like I look, because who else would I look like? And it's kind of fun there because I get rubbernecked by the tourists and the Amish. They're like, he's not one of us and he's not one of them. I don't understand what the fuck this is. Is some kind of hybrid crazy Amish that's stuck in between alternate universes. So I ran into a convenience store knowing that there were Amish in there and tourists, and I made a really pissed off face, and I went over and I picked up a can of shaving cream and a pack of razors, and I talked to myself. I said, one more day like this on the farm. And I'm just going to shave this fucking thing off, and that's going to be it. And I'll be out that door, never to be seen again. But I'll give them one more fucking day. And I slammed that shit down, and then I fucking walked out of there. Then I peeked out of the corner of my eye. Half the people were laughing, and half were going, there you go. More Lancaster stories. This isn't even really funny, but it happened. We were riding around down there. Showed you there's really nothing to do. Why you would go see the Amish? You're watching plainclothes farmers farm and people film them and all that shit. I know. I really don't know what they expect to see when they're down there, but we stopped. My wife and I stopped along a really nice Amish farm, and there were like a dozen cows way over there. Then I got out just to see them. I wasn't even taking their picture, and these cows ran at me like they missed me. Not like they were going to knock me down. They just ran over and they stopped, and then they made the same face that I made. So, again, Lancaster stories is like all my other stories, they don't really have a point or an end to them. Oh my God, I can't believe my wife hopped in the chat. That's amazing. I have it so good. So this is a Lancaster-related story. I'm sorry, this is what I would consider to be a mediocre episode. New York mounted policemen, a lot of the horses come from Lancaster. A lot of them do. And again, I have a head that can turn heads in actual New York City, a city of freaks and weirdos that I love in the best possible way. And at the time, I drove our daughter up, and I think her boyfriend, and they went to a show, and I didn't want to see the show, so I just walked around New York, and it might have just been Lizzie. So I didn't know this, but something bad happened that day, and I believe it was, I don't want to spin us into any kind of political thing, but I believe it was a police brutality thing where somebody just got let go, a cop that possibly shouldn't have been let go for something horrible he did. And it happened during the time when our daughter was in the show and her boyfriend, and New York City went into a riot war zone mode. And I don't notice shit. I really don't notice shit. And the cars were coming in, and vans full of cops, and they had shields and helmets and all that shit. And kind of near the theater was a row of mounted policemen, and a policeman's horse in New York is majestic. You know, you go up there and you see the ones that pull the carriages around. These are fucking abused animals. That sucks batshit balls. But these horses that the police ride are fucking superhero horses from like a Marvel series. And there was a dozen of them lined up, and they are fucking tall. You talk about tall in the saddle. And the horse is there, and the mounted policeman with his riot gear on and all that, he's up in the fucking sky. And I walked down a line of these horses, and nobody was talking to the cops because they were all fucking mad at them. And it's not all the cops' fault when bad shit happens. So I felt bad for him. Nobody was talking to him. So I walked down the line, and I was looking at these horses as though I was examining them like you would be like an inspector and shit. So I looked, and I got to the end there, and they were looking at me, and they were getting ready to smile, but they didn't want to smile because they had to be in like war mode and all that shit. And I said, I recognize a few of these horses. These horses, not all of them, but some of them came from Lancaster. And then I walked 1, 2, 3, maybe the fourth one. And I was just making the whole fucking thing up, but it was a happy accident. I just fucking hit it. And I stopped, and I looked up, and there was a big, scary fucking black cop on there. He could have played football. And he was looking at me, and I looked at the horse, and I went, yeah, this horse is definitely from Lancaster. I recognize him. I know this horse. I know this horse. And he laughed and he goes, this horse is from Lancaster. And then we laughed, and then I walked away. And then my daughter and her boyfriend got out, and I told them the story, and they said, are you out of your fucking mind? This is DEF CON 1 up here. You can't just walk around and examine New York police horses. We'll just get in the car and drive us home. And then I did, and we didn't get beaten up or nothing. So, again, my stories have no real point or an end to them. I'm getting ready to wrap things up here. I'm going to, and then this is again, everybody has different opinions about what I should be doing here, and I don't really even know what I should be doing. Amy likes when I try to do more of a stand-up comedy thing, and that means I got to stand up, and the microphone's here, and I try to perform and all that shit. I haven't done that for a little while because I'm comfortable in my chair. That's where I am. I'm comfortable in my chair. So I might pull off one of those again in a week or two, but I don't really know what the plan is. Let's see here. My wife is still in the chat. There she is. Hey, Randy Lehman's in the chat. How you doing, motherfucker? Where you been? There's people that I know that I actually know, and there's people that I know just from show business. And it's Randy Lehman. He's been good to me. I don't want to give you all his personal information on this guy, but he got me hooked on jugs of water. That's what he did. He got me hooked. He got me addicted. Sparky loves his water. I got hooked on jug water because he was like the jug water dealer. Then the motherfucker went and quit that job, and I was here left bereft, having to get my own fucking jugs of water. And if people bring you jugs of water, that's fucking amazing. And then when you get hooked on it, and then they fucking quit, and you got to go and get your own water, that sucks batshit balls. That's what that does. So that's my former water guy. Nice to see you back in the chat there. That's fucking fantastic right there. And then you come back. He's been away from my live streams for a while because I recognize that name unless he doesn't go in the chat. Now he comes back on one of the fucking shittiest shows possible because I'm still coming off a couple weeks of blocked ears, and I prepared nothing because I spent a whole week trying to get my wife ready for a road trip and get myself ready to function here on my own. I actually don't like being on my own this long. I make my wife sad, but I miss my wife. This will make everybody cry. How we watch scary shit when it's really fucking scary. I know she's crawling into a pillow or hiding or whatever, but sometimes she looks at me just so she doesn't have to look at the TV, and then I'll be a dick and I'll go, don't fucking look at me. And we say it in a fun way, because I have nothing to do with the murders that are taking place in that TV screen right now. So don't look at me. And then she laughs and she says, well, I just didn't want to look at this thing and I didn't want to hide in a blanket. So I watched something scary last night and I kept looking over to her spot to see if she was looking at me. And then I laughed because I knew she was in fucking Massachusetts. So how about that? So I should... See, again, my stories, that needed something because it went and then just kind of fucking flatline. So my wife also was so worried about me taking care of these other cats down the road that she wrote me extensive notes about how to do all the cat shit. And it's different because one cat needs medicine and they get dry food and they get wet food. Wet cat food is worse than fucking actual cat shit. And I know this to be true because I walked in the house and the cat shit was right there. And I stepped in it a teeny tiny little bit, not much, dodged a bullet there. But she wrote me extensive, detailed notes on how to take care of these cats. But luckily, the cats are my nephew's cats, guy who got married in Ireland. And he knows I'm a nitwit, and I told him I'm a nitwit. He broke this shit down and wrote me idiot notes. So, wife, thank you for your notes, but Lee wrote me masterful idiot notes, and so I got it. The cats start to love me until it's time for me to leave, and they're like, "Where the fuck are you going?" Well, it's not my fault. It took you 90 fucking minutes to start to like me. Now I'm going. 90 minutes is too long to go feed a cat. And that's what I fucking did. So that went good. I'm going back down there tomorrow. Let's see. I'm checking this out here. Okay. J Red, is that J Red? Says that I am upside down on Facebook. Now, if that is true, I don't really give a fuck. If I'm upside down on Facebook, people can just turn their phones this way and that. But I think he's dicking with me. And anyway, it's all about YouTube. It's all about YouTube. Patreon, my unshunned. I've been neglecting you. I think I owe you a free month over there. So I might be able to turn off the charge for a month while I think up shit to do. I'm so far behind. He's got me all worked up. My wife's in the chat. Randy Lehman's in the chat. Somebody's telling me I'm fucking upside down on Facebook. I'm drinking a lemonade blueberry smoothie. That sucks batshit balls. I should probably end this. I should probably end this live stream, but I don't know how to do it. And then again, that was covered last night at Cave Crew Radio because he asked me how it was to perform live. And I said the last time I went on perform live, I didn't know how to end my show because I actually wanted to just close my MacBook Pro. So I can do this. But I am getting ready to sign off this thing. Wife, you've had enough fun. Get home. I don't even know what time she's fucking coming home. She's coming home sometime tomorrow. That's all I know. Well, I'm gonna do this. Mwah to everyone. Thanks for. I didn't think that through properly. I was like, thank you for. And then I didn't. Then just kind of sitting here like a fucking dickhead. Thanks for tuning in. I wish this was more entertaining than it is. But it's possibly that it's your fault because you didn't drink enough or smoke enough dope. So I'm going to do this because this is one of the reasons why I have this thing here. I can do this. I'll be signing off. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Wife, I miss you, but I'm so happy you're up there having fun with your sisters. I don't have 3 brothers that take me on fun adventures, so I'm a little bit bitter about the way the siblings fell in this universe, but fuck me in a bucket of goo. That's it. I'm wrapped up over here. I'm ending this thing. I'm going to have to lean over and shut off the thing on